Namaste and welcome to Times Health Plus. I'm Ms. Vinita Sakpal, a senior nutritionist and a yoga teacher from the Yoga Institute, here to guide you all on a new topic of food and brain health. Today, we'll be learning about the foundation of brain health. We will understand certain aspects related to food and brain. And in the next session, also, we are going to continue with the same second part of the food and brain health. Okay, so if you all notice that since so many weeks we are touching upon on different systems of our body or organs of our body, and accordingly we are understanding what foods are required to that particular health. Okay, so since we are going to talk about the brain today, let me just tell you how what all things we are going to learn in today's class. Okay, so we'll be understanding how the food is directly connected with our brain, how certain varieties of food or quality of food is so important in terms of brain health. We as individual are undergoing with multiple health conditions like for example your brain fog, poor focus, anxiety issues, depression, feeling lack of concentration, mood swings happens now often. So these are all conditions where it's not only because of certain scenarios that we are facing these all issues, but also food has some important role in it. Okay, we are going to also understand certain nutrients which will be helpful in maintaining your brain health, and there are certain habits that we need to develop to make sure your mental health is at better state. Okay, so proceeding ahead with this, I'll surely talk about each thing in major detail, but let me just understand that in every week I give a task of the task of the week, right? So if you remember in the last session, we were talking about the heart health. So just wanted to know that have you all has tried some or the other aspects of applying whatever you have learned so far into your daily routine, and if you have seen some change in yourself, please do write in the comment section. Okay, because this understanding that we take from the theory part, it's very important to apply it. More you apply, more you will get understanding that things can be changed, lifestyle can be changed. Okay, so even if you start with 5%, 10%, absolutely fine, but starting and taking a charge up for your better health is more important. Okay, fine. Chalo, now let's meanwhile I'll just start with the first topic, which is about why brain health is so important, why it matters. So if you see that nowadays every individual is complaining about having a poor sleep pattern or brain fog, not understanding where the focus is. We keep on overthinking, a lot of mood swings are seen in us, right? Poor sleep pattern. So these all conditions that everyone is going through, people are taking it very lightly nowadays. People think that stress is normal, that everyone has stress in their life, but ideally your body should never go into that stressful condition that it alters your lifestyle, or that it alters your internal systems, right? If it's a acute kind of stress, acceptable, but a stress that is converted into a chronic state, and it is changing your eating patterns, it is changing your thinking process, it is changing your moods, then somehow it is creating an impact on your brain health. Okay, so uh, these all conditions that we are seeing, this is also because of certain poor habits that we have developed so far. What we see nowadays, that people when they wake up in the morning, first thing what they do is they take their mobile phones, they see something, they off the alarms, they scroll, or they are with their screen in the start of their day, right? So this leads to gradually delayed in their work timings, and then we see irregular eating patterns. Then we see that the home cooked meals are being replaced with the easy convenient options, so we go to ready made kind of cereal breakfast, or ready made kind of items, or easy quick preparation kind of recipes we try to make. So we have replaced from home cooked organic foods to a lot of processed versions, right? And eventually throughout the day, if you will see that there is episodes where you feel sleepy, where you feel drowsy, where you feel tired, and then eventually when the day comes to an end, still we are facing with the sleep problems, right? And because the sleep is poor, there will be a mental fatigue. You will feel tired even after doing nothing, right? So why these things we are seeing mostly nowadays into every individual, I would say, is because your the quality of the food that you need to supply to your brain is not happening that adequately. We are focusing on quantity. Like even if you want to do a weight loss, or if you want to make our lifestyle healthy, we first focus on the quantity part. But ideally, along with the quantity, quality is more important. ऐसा नहीं है कि you cannot focus on the quantity, but the quality of the food that you put inside your body is important. It is a matter of fuel that you supplying to your brain. Okay, so that's the reason, brain health, you should never ignore. If it's if you have small issues also, we cannot just think about that when we get the illness, then we will think about that particular organ to heal it. No, small symptoms are the signs given to our body that it's time to look towards your better health. Okay, fine. Let's move ahead and understand the connection between the brain and the food. Okay, so again, there is a hidden connection which we don't realize. We think for a brain, what food is important. We only know about the badam and akroad. We don't know more beyond that, right? So that we are going to burst the myths over here, that there is more requirement for your brain health in terms of food. Okay, so if we see, our brain is certain kind of organ in our body that it never stores any energy. Now other organs has tendency to store energy for their later functioning, right? But your brain and your nervous system is such that it never stores the energy. It requires a continuous supply of energy. So what does this mean? For example, if you are driving a automobile, any vehicle, it we require to add a fuel inside it, right? If a fuel is there inside it, then only that vehicle will be able to be moved, right? There will be movement in that vehicle. Similarly, your brain will function only if you give a continuous supply of glucose. Okay, so your entire day, whatever you consume, so that total energy which is formed through this entire day, that whole, and out of that whole energy, almost 20 to 25% is being used by your brain for its daily functioning. Okay, so that's the reason it requires a very steady supply of glucose, and not like sudden glucose spike and then crashes in energies. No, it requires a very gradual, steady supply of glucose. Then only your brain will function that effectively. Okay. Dipti ji says that she has started plating meals as per your guidance, ma'am. That's such a lovely change, ma'am. It's a great thing that you have started with at least one thing at a time. So it's a good thing. Kudos to you. Keep going. You will surely see a good change in you. Okay, fine. Okay. So we were at the brain part, that your brain requires a constant supply of energy, right? Which is the glucose. Where this glucose will come from? The food that you consume on daily basis. Now in that food, what is required? It requires fats. What are amino acids? Amino acids are basically coming from the protein source. Okay, when the proteins that goes inside your body, it breaks down in small particles. That particles are called as amino acids. Okay, your brain also requires certain vitamins and minerals. Okay, so it's not just that a healthy fat is required. Along with the fat, a protein and vitamin mineral are equally important. Okay, secondly, if you are feeding the poor quality of food to your body, poor quality as in which there is too much of sugars, too much of bakery items, too much of refined foods, sugary tea, if excess sugar is going in your body, or excess simple carbs are going in your body, then somehow the signaling to your brain cells become poor. Okay, the message that need to be sent to brain to behave in a particular manner, that will get poor. Okay, so what is important? Not just fueling is important. Along with the fuel, the quality of the fuel is also important. The supply of the food that you give to your body should be in a good quality. Okay, that's how it will enhance your brain health. Okay, now tell me in a comment section, how many of you have experienced that you forget small things in a day, or you have a tendency of overthinking, or there is unnecessarily sudden irritation or sudden agitation, or you feel too sleepy throughout the day. Please write in a comment section. Let me see how many people have noticed in themselves that they are experiencing these all symptoms very quite often. Okay, symptoms are either you, yes, okay. There is one person who is saying, I do. Please write what exactly you have experienced. Do you overthink a lot? Is there a lack of forgetting certain things? So, poor memory power. Is there something where you are becoming suddenly aggressive or irritated or agitated? Please write that. Okay, sudden agitation. Dipti ji says sudden agitation is there. And we don't realize that how I reacted in this particular way, right? Anyone else who have experienced any sort of symptoms so far? Poor memory power. Okay, Adesh ji says that there is a poor memory power. So yes, sleepiness throughout the days, absolutely. So the agitation, irritation, or sleepiness, poor memory power, do you often feel like eating? A lot of cravings are coming into your daily routine. If even that is happening, that means the supply of the food that requires at particular time in a particular quantity, the quality of the food, that has somehow hindered in your lifestyle. That's the reason you are facing these all symptoms. Okay, the Rira ji says irritated throughout the day. Okay. One says, I feel tired, sleepy, and often forget small things. Absolutely. Often forget small things. Yes. Fog like thinking. Absolutely. There is so much brain fog nowadays happening into multiple people. We suddenly don't understand what is happening around us, or you want to give your best into particular task, but your body is not supporting for it. You are just getting lost into particular task, right? Why these things are happening? Because the fuel that need to go to your brain with a good quality, that is somehow not happening. Okay, so for that reason, the supply of the food should be in a right amount with a right quality. That we'll be understanding in today's session. So yes, now reading to all the comments, I can say that every individual is having one or the other symptoms related to the brain issues, right? So let's not take this as a condition. Let's take it like a simple symptom, or simple symptoms, or maybe sign that your body is giving to look after it's a time, or it's an alarm for your body that it's a right way, it's a right time to look after it and to work on it. Okay, so let's see what does it mean. Brain fog. Brain fog is one of the big, you can say, uh, symptom or sign that body is currently facing with. Why? Because every individual is doing multitasking throughout the day, right? You have to, when you wake up in the morning, there are certain home chores that you have to do. When you go to the office, there are certain tasks, deadlines that you have to finish up, or you go to school or college, there you have to do certain homework, give exams. So constantly there is a competition in our life, or there is some way we are proving something to our own self, or maybe to others, that I am the best, I can compete, I can move ahead, I can grow in my life. So due to these all tasks that are coming in our lifestyle, it coming so suddenly and it's not been well managed, that's how we start getting a lot of stress issues, lot of anxiety issues, right? Because certain things are not falling in line, right? So common sign in your brain fog, you will see that first of all, you are unable to concentrate on that particular task for more than 5-10 minutes. Suddenly there are a lot of distraction that are coming. There is a forgetfulness. We just forget what we have said half an hour before or an hour before. Slow thinking. I mean, you are sharp with your mind, but somehow the thought process, the thinking process, the creativity has gone down. Okay, there is mental heaviness. We feel that your head is too heavy for longer duration, right? And there is low motivation. You don't feel like working towards your particular task. You don't feel like taking up the charge that I should wake up early and then go for an exercise. So that motivation is somehow lacking. So whatever the signs you are seeing, these all signs are because the you have blood sugar fluctuations in your routine, in your body. So what is sugar fluctuation? So basically the type of food, if it is in such a way that when you consume it, it spikes your glucose or it spikes your energy very quickly. So you will be very alert, happy, energetic for some period of time, and then suddenly that energy crashes, and then you feel very low suddenly, sleepy, tired, or maybe irritated very suddenly. Okay, so that means your blood sugar levels are not being maintained. This blood sugar doesn't mean only about diabetes. This is, I'm talking about the general people who don't have diabetes and who they are particularly normal. Still the food that we consume is of refined flour or sugary items which has lot of oil inside it. Somehow it will spike your glucose, spike your energy levels very suddenly, and it will crash it down very suddenly. Okay, come with an urge to crave certain things because your brain requires that glucose constantly, right? So when there is blood sugar fluctuations, then also you will experience this common signs which we have discussed. If you have certain nutrient deficiencies, specifically if I talk about deficiencies, people are lacking with omega 3 fatty acids, or people are lacking with B vitamins or iron or zinc in their day to day life, or proteins in their diet. Basically proteins are one of the biggest deficiencies in Indians we are seeing so far, right? So if these all nutrients are deficient in your body, then also you will experience these all common signs. Okay, number 3 is inflammation. What is inflammation? When we eat too much of processed foods, when we eat too much of purchased packaged material, or the product which has a lot of chemicals mentioned in it, like preservatives, anti-caking, emulsifier, acidity regulator, these are all chemicals which are added into the particular product, which keeps that product in the market for longer duration, right? For improving its shelf life. So these all products, if you consume on regular basis, whether it's in a very small quantity, still it will lead to inflammation. Okay, to reduce the inflammation, if you are adding exercise to it, then it surely help it. But if you have a very sedentary lifestyle and you keep on munching, then also this inflammation will keep on increasing. Apart from that, even if you're not having the outside product but having a lot of sugar in your tea or a coffee, or making homemade recipes with a lot of sugar added into it, a lot of jaggery added into it, or a lot of honey added into it, then also it will lead to inflammation. Too much of sugar is also not good for your body. Okay, number last is poor gut health. What do you mean by how gut is connected with the brain? Basically, if there is a direct connection that we are going to talk in the next slide, but gut is is one where your brain neurotransmitters are produced over there or synthesized over there. So if your gut is poor, suddenly it will have an effect on your brain health. Suddenly there will be a changes in your mood. Okay, so poor gut health, as in, you if you are having constipation or a diarrhea, or the consistency of your stools are changing every day. Okay, or you have bloating, or you have gas issues, even the small things are the contribution to increasing the inflammation in the body, and it will affect your brain health, and it will lead to brain fog. Okay, so brain fog is something where there is no concentration, forgetfulness, slow thinking, mental heaviness, and low motivation. These all club and is a definition of your brain fog. And for that reason, the blood sugar levels, nutrient deficiencies, inflammation, and poor gut health are responsible for brain health. Okay, fine. Okay, let's see ahead. Let's understand about now what are the nutrients which are beneficial for your brain health. Okay, number one is the healthy fats. uh, Fats are why so important for your brain, because ideally your brain is also made with the help of fat. Okay, it has a lot of fatty layers in your brain. So that's the reason there should be a good supply of fats, and fats are the one which stores the memory, which enhance the cells signaling, right? So for your brain cells membranes, for your brain cells, these healthy fats are very important to keep it in a healthy state, right? So what are healthy fats? All your omega 3 fatty acids like almond, your walnut, cashews and pistas you can have, but not in a more quantity, very limited amount, because they are very fatty in nature. So anybody who is on a weight loss process, make sure cashews and pistachios can be kept in a very limited amount or occasional. But almond and walnut are the one of the best thing for your brain health. Okay, apart from that, flax seeds, then chia seeds, hemp seeds, they contain good omega 3 fatty acids, which are good for your brain health. Okay, apart from these, all your seeds like pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, sesame seeds, flax seeds, fennel seeds, all the seeds you get in the market through which we make the oil, those all seeds are really helpful for your brain health. Okay, ghee is also one of the good lubricant for your body, so even ghee you can introduce into your daily routine, but again not in excess amount, otherwise it will lead to cholesterol formation. Okay, number 2 is the proteins. Now why proteins are so important? Because they are helping the neurotransmitters to send signal from gut to the brain, right? What is neurotransmitter? Transmitter means transporting the messages. So neuro, because it is related to your brain. Where these are formed? These are majorly made in your gut. So proteins, when you consume, these are well synthesized in your gut, and therefore the signaling of these neurotransmitter to your brain, to so that your brain will function in particular way, they are responsible only when proteins are sufficient into your body. They will function very well only when the proteins are there into your body. What is amino acid? Part of proteins. Proteins, when break down in your body, amino acids are released, and these are the one which are participating in sending these signals from one place to the another place. Okay, number 3 is B vitamins. So all varieties of B complex, like your thymine, riboflavin, niacin, then there is biotin, there is pyridox B6, folate, B12, all the B vitamins which are there, they work in, they first of all give you a lot of energy, because these are present also into energy dense grains or energy dense products. So B vitamins will first of all supply good source of energy, and secondly it will help in your nerve functions. So the nerves that carry the signals from one place to another place, for that better blood circulation to all these nerves, B vitamins are important. Okay, next is iron and iodine. These two are the minerals which are very important for your focus, for supplying the oxygen. So iron is responsible for supplying oxygen from one place to the another. Specifically, your brain requires a supply of oxygen. If there is lack of oxygen, you will go into hypoxia stage, where uh, you will faint suddenly, right? So your brain requires oxygen supply constantly. So for that, your iron levels you need to maintain. Okay, so hemoglobin is the one which carries the iron, and in iron oxygen is big there, where it has been transported from one part to the another part of the cell. Okay, and iodine is the one which improves your focus, because iodine is one which regulates your thyroid hormones, and thyroid hormones are responsible in metabolism. So if your metabolism is good, you will be able to focus at particular thing more better, the concentration will be more better. Okay, so iron and iodine is also one of the important source. Iron you will get from all the red color things. For example, ragi is a good source of iron. Then your moringa leaves are also a good source of iron. Basically, leafy vegetables do have some source of iron, but moringa leaves and methi leaves are the one which have little higher amount of iron. Dates have little good amount of iron. Jaggery has little amount of iron. Uh, poha, the rice flake will have little amount of iron. And apart from that, the best source of iron you will find in garden cress seeds, which is called as olive in Hindi. Okay, so garden cress seeds are red color, small tiny seeds. They are the good source of iron. Okay, and iodine you will get from the the iodized salt. Apart from that, you will get from all the you will say that seaweed sheets that people consume, or in mushrooms you will get little bit of it. So that's how you can introduce iodine into your routine. Okay, uh, last is antioxidants. So antioxidants are present in all the fruits and vegetables, which helps to protect your brain cells, because these vitamins and minerals and antioxidants which are present in your fruits and vegetable, these are the one which removes the toxins from your body. Antioxidant is one which removes unwanted thing from your body. So that's the reason, if your internal cells are super cleaned, then your organs will function pretty well. Similarly, these antioxidants are good for your brain cells. Okay, fine. I'll take few questions that have come so far. Um, so Vendu ji says, really, ma'am, after a short time, sleepy memories are not coming, and many puzzle things happen with me. Absolutely. Vijay ji says, how authentic are the so-called organic food available in the market today? Okay, so we cannot easily predict that the organic things that we get in the market are actually very organic, until and unless you go to the village area and get the things from farms. But everything that you get in the market has undergone some or the other treatment, right? So if you get that bifurcation that this is an organic one and this is the local fertilized one, or pesticides one, better you choose the organic one and then treat it at home in a certain way that it becomes more cleaner for your body. For example, if you get the fruits or vegetables from the market, make sure you immerse them into warm water for good 15 to 20 minutes or half an hour with little salt inside it. So whatever the pesticides are there or any treatment has been done on it will be cleaned from it. Okay, so that's how you can then rewash it with plain water and you can use it for your eating purpose, or making any recipes. Similarly, when you get the grains, preferably go for unpolished one rather than the polished ones. Okay, of course, any packet that is being mentioned as organic, the method or the ingredients what has been added into it, everything is mentioned at the backside of the product, and they are the best thing to understand that whether this product is actually organic or not. If you see any chemical names which are mentioned at the backside and you are not aware about it, best to avoid that product. This is how we can make our lifestyle little better by choosing the little better products. Okay, and rest, your immunity should be so strong enough to fight back these all unwanted thing that goes inside your body. Okay, but if it's going in little amount, absolutely fine, your immune system will take up that charge to fight back. But anything that is going in excess amount, anything processed, then somehow you will surely start seeing some signs in your body. Okay, fine, let's proceed ahead. Okay, so now let's understand the brain friendly fats. Okay, as I mentioned in the previous nutrient slide, that what all nutrients are important. So one of the few examples of fats that has been mentioned over here is a ghee. Ghee is one of the traditional or easy way or easy organic way to consume into your daily routine, because ghee lubricates your entire system, entire body. It provides the essential fats for your brain. Okay, the fat which is required for your brain. So that's the reason ghee can be introduced into your daily routine. Again, if you are worried about your weight part, then it is ideally recommended that 5 grams of ghee every day is sufficient to consume per day. More than that, if you are consuming like maybe 10 grams a day, it's good for a person who wants to gain weight. But anybody who wants to maintain their weight, or who wants to lose their fat, or who wants to fight back particular health condition, ghee 5 grams per day is more than enough. Okay, apart from that, nuts and seeds, varieties of nuts and seeds are available in our country, right? Right from your almond, walnut, uh, cashews, pistachios, anjeer, raisins, apricots, dates, good source of nuts and seeds we have already. So try to incorporate everything in a very small quantity. Okay, so anything is in well balance, of course it will help you for your better health. But anything that we consume in excess in more amount, then it will hinder. Okay, then it will go into a fat storage. Similarly, coconut has saturated fats, which are again simple fats, good for your body, again in a moderate amount. It has lauric acid, which is really good for your brain. So coconut, fresh coconut, or having coconut water to get good potassiums for your body, so that electrolyte is well balanced, or having the malai of that fresh coconut. These are like healthy fats for your brain. Okay, olive oil. Olive oil has good amount of mufa in it, which is the type of a fat required for your body, omega 3 basically. So olive oil is a better cooking oil. uh, just olive oil is not the one that requires for your brain. Even other oils which contains good amount of omega 3 and 6, for example mustard oil, groundnut oil, or flaxseed oil. Sunflower oil is also good. Rice bran oil is really good. But all these oils should be cold pressed. Okay, not the refined one. If you are having refined ones, then you are losing out a lot of nutrients, and because of which it impact your heart and brain both health. Okay, so preferably go for a cold pressed version of oils. And avocado is one of the healthy fat fruit. Okay, so incorporate avocado. It's very denser in fat, so twice a week or thrice a week avocado introducing will be a great addition of fats, healthy fats for your brain health. Okay, now what is the one which is wrong for your brain health in terms of fats is the trans fat, or the oil we repetitively reheat and we cook into it. Then they are becoming wrong. When you are making any deep fried items, or when you are making any shallow fried items, or you using little oil for making tikkis or something, make sure you use that oil at once only and then discard it, because if you reheat the oil, you are crossing its smoke point, and beyond that it becomes then carcinogenic for our body. Then the cholesterol will start getting accumulated in your body. So never reheat your oils. Once you use it, discard it, that's fine. Okay, secondly is the trans fat. Now what are these trans fats are basically where the preparation, first of all it's made by a man, so in a chemical lab. So it's a preparation that deliberately we mix water and oil together and we make something out of it. For example, like dalda, vanaspati, the butter that you get in the market. Okay, if you see nowadays butter, if you keep on a room temperature, it separates the milk solid and water if you keep for longer duration outside, right? So that's the good example. You can say that it's a trans fat. It's a fat which is deliberately water and oil has been mixed together. Okay, it's a hydrogenated fat, some treatment has been done on it. So all the trans fats which are mentioned in your packaged product should be zero. If it's even zero point 0.1 or zero point 0.5 or whatever, it's better you avoid it. Or it's less than 1, then also you avoid it, because they will be adding some wrong type of or unhealthy type of fats in that particular product, like palm oil, canola oil. These are like not a good source of oils. These are very carcinogenic for our body. Okay, next is these all healthy fats that we have discussed will help in your memory, will help for better focus and even emotional balance. Why? Because these all supply very steady energy to our brain. Okay, fats are a denser or a concentrated form of energy in our body, which gets stored, so that for in the absence of food intake for longer duration, these all fats, stored fats, are helpful for your brain. Okay, so that's the reason they help. Since being they are very steady supply of energy to our brain, it helps for maintaining the focus for longer duration. Your memory will enhance pretty well, there will be good motivation, and even your mood will be better. Okay, so try to incorporate these into your daily routine. Okay. Next is about sugar and refined food and the brain. So sugar is like a slow poison in all terms. It ages our internal organs very quickly, right? So it's of course happens very slowly. Slow degradation happens because of sugar or refined products. But majorly what it does is whenever you have any products which has a lot of sugar inside it, a lot of maida inside it, it causes the energy crashes. What does this mean? When you consume it, it first spikes the glucose level, so you feel very fresh, energetic, and you are very happy. But immediately within an hour or so, the energy goes down, it crashes. And during that time you suddenly get irritated, or you get a craving to have even more sugar. Okay, so this whole episodes will increase anxiety and irritability a lot, and it worsens the focus and even the memory power. It is something like a slow poison for your memories, to go slow, to make it more slower in your body, right? It also increases the inflammation. Sugars or refined foods are the one which gradually keeps on increasing the inflammation in your body. Okay, so it's very important to, if you want to keep your brain health more calmer and more in a stabilized form, you need to give food in such a way that it maintains your blood sugar levels in a right manner. Okay, fine. Now let's understand the gut and brain connection, which is one of the important axis in our body. So there is a gut and brain axis uh, sitting inside our body, which are like both best friends of each other. Whatever the communication they want to do, they directly do with each other. So gut is dependent on brain, brain is dependent on gut health. Okay, and they are connected to each other via vagus nerve. Okay, so signals are sent through the vagus nerve. So now brain has a tendency to make your mood better, right? It produce certain neurotransmitters which are responsible to keep you happy and more focused, more concentrated, right? All that goody emotions. So these all neurotransmitters are formed or synthesized in your gut. Okay, so 90% of serotonin or dopamine, I can say, serotonin and dopamine are produced or synthesized in your gut. Okay, so if your digestion is poor, then how the serotonin will be synthesized? That will it will be poor synthesification, right? So best is to keep your gut health more better, so that the connection of your gut and your brain happens better. Anybody who is having constipation or bloating or acidity will surely affect the mood cycle. Okay, so mood is not because mood doesn't disturbs because suddenly some memory comes or workload has come. It also happens if your gut is poor. Okay, so to support your gut for better brain, make sure you eat on time. If there is longer gap between your major meals, then your stomach will starve and a lot of acid production will happen, leading to a lot of bloating and acidity issues. Okay, and simultaneously it will also reduce your appetite, and therefore hunger will come at wrong duration. And during that wrong time, then you will eat whatever is available because you are super hungry. So this should not happen. So regular meal timings is important to balance your gut and brain health both. Secondly, introduce very simple cooked food so that your gut health is in a proper state. If you overload your stomach, or if you add a lot of recipes or products which are having a lot of preservatives, chemicals inside it, or too much of sugar, too much of salt, or too much of oil is there inside it, or refined flour is added into it, then somehow your gut will take so much of time to digest it, leading to a lot of gas formation. And then you will experience bloating, flatulence, constipation, diarrhea, and whatnot. Okay, so simple cooked foods are better to keep your gut health better. Number three is fiber and fermented food. Fiber is actually creating a good bulk and soften the stools. right? So if your motions are clear, all the toxins are going out of your body, right? But if your regular excretion is not that adequate, or it's not that in a good state, then somehow the toxins are staying inside your body, leading to a lot of uh, skin and hair issues also, and a lot of bloating issues. Okay, fermented foods are the one which gives us good probiotics, like buttermilk, uh, homemade fresh pickles, okay, or sauerkraut, kimchi, kefir, kombucha, kanjis, like beet kanji or carrot kanjis. These are like good fermented foods that you can introduce into your daily routine. Okay, since they supply good gut bacteria, because of which your gut health is in a good state. Okay, and lastly is a water intake. If you're following everything very nicely, your diet is going really well, and your water intake is very poor, somehow your body will undergo dehydration state, leading to a lot of acidic state inside your body. And this acidic state is not good for your brain. Your brain will get too much of concentrated acids, and because of which there will be headache, there will be poor concentration, irritation, anger, and whatnot. Okay, so hydration is must to lubricate your complete system, to supply oxygen to multiple places, to absorb the nutrients, to keep all the organs in a healthy state. Okay, fine. Lastly, let's understand about the habits. Eating meals on time is one of the important things, because if you are not eating on time, you will end up in cravings a lot. Okay. Number two is, do not ever skip your breakfast, because breakfast sets a tone of a day. It keeps you energetic, more productive, because energy supply is sufficient for your body, right? So breakfast is one of the important meal that you should always introduce into your daily routine. If you are skipping it, you will experience lot of lethargic, lot of concentration issues, irritation, mood swings, lack of focus in your life. So breakfast is must. Number 3, fat and protein should be there into your each meal. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, all these three major meals, there should be compulsorily protein source, compulsorily a healthy fat source. Okay. Number 4, reduce all the ultra processed food. Anything that you get it from outside has undergone through lot of treatments. We don't know what quality of ingredients they are using to prepare that particular product, what chemicals they are adding to increase its shelf life, right? So reduce all the ultra processed foods, because they hinders our cells life. Okay. And lastly, hydrate well. If you hydrate well, all the toxins will just go off your body. Okay, fine. With this, at the end, I have come up with a small task of the week. What you have to do is, you have to notice how you focus, how the focus is, how is your mood, and how is the energy after consuming your meal. So identify the one food that makes you feel better after having that particular food, and one of the food that makes you feel worst, or your moods are getting changed. Okay, and maintain the regular meal time. Only three things you have to do for this week. First is, identify one food that makes you feel energetic, and second is, identify a food that drains you down. Okay, or it leads to energy crashes and a lot of mood swings and irritation. And number 3, eat your meals on time. Fix your own timings. It's okay if somehow it's becoming late because of your work hours, but fix it. Every day having things at same time is very important. You cannot keep confusing your body all the time, confusing your brain all day. So it's very important that every day there should be a fixed meal timings. Okay, if these three things you follow for a week, note it down. How do you feel, what different you felt, and please discuss with me about it in the next session. Okay, so with this, that's all for today. Do not forget to follow us on social media, Times Health Plus. You will get all the recordings on their platform. So whenever you want to again re-understand these all episodes, you can always go to their social media platform. Okay. With this, we are open with the Q&A session. You can ask all your questions and queries that are related to today's topic. Okay. So there are already few questions in the comment section. Let me see. Okay. Raghuji says, "Ma'am, I want to increase my weight, but I have problem in digestion system." Absolutely. So if your gut health is poor, you won't be able to gain weight, neither to lose weight. So first thing, we need to fix your gut, and how you can fix your gut is, first you regularize your timings. Make sure there is a good 4 hour gap, 3 to 4 hour gaps between your major meal. Three major meal and one snack a day, more than enough to start with. Okay, once your appetite increases, then you can go 2 hour consumption, small portions every 2 hour. Or else, for now, you can just do three major meals and one small snack, evening snack. Okay, now every meal, what is important? Protein is important, healthy fat is important to gain weight. Add ghee into your every recipes, half teaspoons into each recipe. Okay, secondly, the protein that you need to add should be well cooked. So it can be anything, your dals, your sprouts, your legumes like rajma chola. You can add your paneer into your diet. You can add soy and tofus into your diet. If you are a non-vegetarian, you can add non-veg items, but make sure you add these all protein sources into each meal. Okay, number three is to hydrate well. If you will drink water more than 2 liters every day, then the food that you are consuming will get well digested, and the energy that is produced through it will be easily supplied to your brain. Otherwise you will feel tired. Okay, just do these things for a few weeks and see how change you are noticing in yourself. Okay, fine. Let's take Diptiji's doubt. She has mentioned, "Ma'am, my doubt is related to this topic, but experiencing gas when having raw vegetables. Can you tell what other ways we can eat them?" So, when your gut has been compromised, your gut will not be able to digest the raw material that is coming because they are more fibrous, right? So your gut will take a lot of energy, a lot of efforts to digest it, and while digesting, if the duration is longer, then it will ferment that particular product, leading to a lot of gas and bloating effect. So what you have to do is always have cooked versions of your vegetable. So in your plate, if you are having one katori of cooked sabzi, then your one katori should be your cooked salads. So boil your carrots, or sorry, steam your carrots or steam your beetroots, or saute your salad vegetables. Even you can steam the cucumber. So steaming, sauteing, roasting, grilling, baking, these are the best options for your salad vegetables, to so that it becomes soft also, and it is, you are getting all the fibers also, and it is pretty easily digested. But vegetable source is important for every individual. At least 50% of your plate should be vegetables. Okay, fine. Ashuddhar ji says, "I have thyroid, want to lose weight. What vegetables should I avoid, and what should be my diet to lose weight?" So, when a person is having a thyroid, first of all, that person's metabolism has gone down, right? So, we need to push up by first of all regularizing your meal items, meal timings. Okay, and in every meal, make sure there is a protein, there is a good complex carbs. What are complex carbs? The grains which fiber is intact in it, like your millets, jawar, ragi, bajra. These are good source for your thyroid. But in terms of thyroid, what to restrict, one is the cruciferous vegetables like your cabbage, cauliflower, broccoli, lettuce, that gobi patta family which is there. They should be thoroughly cooked and consumed. Never consume raw cabbage, raw cauliflower, or anything that is raw in that particular family, because they contains goitrogens which will increase your thyroid issues. So you should always cook them, and you can have it like once or twice a week, which is absolutely fine. Similarly, soy products are also one of the problem for thyroid people. For them, if they are having it occasionally and in a well cooked version, it's absolutely acceptable by your body. Okay, add a lot of exercise into your routine to improve your metabolism. Hydrate yourself a lot so that it will prevent the cramps while doing exercise. And secondly, in terms of thyroid, people do skip iodized salt and they go on to rock salt, which is a wrong thing. If you are a hypothyroid, best to have a iodized salt. But if you are a hyperthyroid, then you should avoid the iodized salt and go for a rock salt. Okay, so if you are hypo, please go for a iodized salt because iodine is required for your thyroid hormone function. Okay, fine. Chitra Lekha ji says, ma'am, not able to digest proteins, always feeling bloated and continuous burping after meals. That means your protein sources need to be soaked for good 8 hours or 12 hours. Then it will become well digested for you. And see, if having too much of protein and your fibers are lacking, even that is a problem, right? So keep a balance into your meals. So if you are making a simple dal also, like moong dal or masoor dal, split ones, soak it for 2 to 3 hours and then make a recipe out of it. And if you're having chana chole rajma kind of items which are heavy in protein, then also you have to soak it for good 12 hours. Overnight soaking is must for these grains, legumes, and then only prepare it into a minimal spice kind of curries or sub recipes. Okay, and specifically have these all legumes, the heavy legumes, in your lunch and avoid in your dinner. Okay, apart from the proteins that are coming from vegetarian source, even non-veg proteins, if you're consuming, then they are very heavy to digest. So somehow it might not be suiting your gut because gut must have been compromised so far. Okay, so for now, if you are adding proteins, make sure you focus on soaking them for good 8 to 12 hours in a warm water. Okay, and then only you should consume it in a particular recipe. But proteins are must. Never skip proteins from your body, from your intake, because they helps in your muscle growth. They helps to keep your stomach full for longer duration, and it will prevent the cravings at of wrong timings. Okay, so to keep the proteins, just if you want to reduce the amount, you can do that and alter in the way I have mentioned. Okay, Kumarji says facing a problem for indigestion. Yes, multiple people will have a digestion issue nowadays because we are introduced to so many processed items in our day to day life. We get breads from outside, we get ready made items from outside, masalas from outside. So somehow preservatives are going inside our. We eat jams, we eat sauces, we eat ready to make items like noodles, pastas, pizzas, or samosas, vada pavs. Anything that is coming from outside somehow hinders our digestion, right? But even if we eat the home cooked meals, the home preparation also matters. If you're using shallow fry method or deep fry method, or your sabji's oil is being seen at the circumference of the vessel, then somehow you are having excess amount of particular things, right? Like an oil or sugar or salt. So they are the one which hinders the digestion a lot. Or you overeat, or there is longer gap and then you eat your meals. These all things will change your digestion power. So first, as I mentioned, the task which I have given you, that is going to fix your gut. So try to have it or have things on time with a good 3 to 4 hour gaps into each meal. And then make sure that you notice upon what food are the one which is triggering your body, and accordingly you eliminate for a while or give a different sort of treatment to it and try it. Okay, fine. Kumarji also says, steam vegetable is good or not? Of course, they are good since you're keeping a lid on it, so nutrients are not getting loosed, right? So best is always have a cooked version of vegetable nowadays because our gut has been compromised a lot. So always introduce such kind of vegetable which are steamed, saute, grilled, baked, kind of. Okay, okay. Um, Ashish ji says, what meal portion should be included in plate for a diabetic? For a diabetic, I would suggest, again, this is very individual based, so I cannot give you that how much amount of food you should have until unless I don't know your history, background history. So, but if I want to just give you a generalized idea of your plate, make sure your plate contains 50% of vegetable. Okay, 50% of vegetable, as in your plate should be filled with visible 50% of vegetable, in which one is cooked sabzi and one is the salad portion. Okay, Now, apart from this, one fourth section should be your proteins. Okay, one fourth section should be a complex carbohydrate. What are complex carbohydrate? The grains in which the fibers are present, the flour which is very coarse, dardara flour, the coarse in nature, not the smooth flours, because any flour which is very smooth will be losing out with fibers. So best to have a coarse flours like ragi, jawar, bajra, barley, oats, dalia, quinoa if you like it. Okay, buckwheat. Then there are even other millets like little millet, barnyard millet, foxtail millet, kodo millet, brown top millet, porso millet. So many millets have come in the market. You can try out them and make good pulaus out of it, good khichadis out of it. You can make soups out of them also, make different rotis out of it. So this is how you can enhance your carbohydrate sources. I'm not saying rice and wheat is bad, but you have to enhance the quality of rice and wheat, because nowadays they are highly processed or highly polished. So in your simple white rice, add a lot of vegetables inside it to increase the fiber content, or go for a rice which is unpolished ones. Okay, in terms of whole wheat, add some fiber inside that atta, like adding a pulp of palak or a beetroot, or adding some other vegetables inside like methi leaves, so that will increase the fiber content of your uh, carbs. Okay, so this is how your plate should be there to balance your diabetic. Make sure diabetic person should have a three major meals and two simple small handful snacks which are protein rich, and or maybe a complex carbohydrate is added with it. Okay, in small portion. Fine. Jagdish ji has one doubt. I have adrenaline rush and acidic. Please suggest the foods and waking after 4 hours of sleep. Okay, so if you are sleeping only for 4 hours, that's the one of the big mistake that is happening, because your body requires, since you are an adult, 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Okay, so first fix your sleep, then your complete other biological clock will function pretty well. Secondly, to prevent all your adrenaline rush or the acidity that you're experiencing, eat on time with minimal spice. Okay, avoid the foods which are sour in nature, citrus in nature. Avoid the spices which are very rich, which are very spicy, like chilies or chili powders or black pepper. Too much of this will of course hinder your digestion. And apart from that, avoid too oily foods also, because even oily foods are responsible for acidity. Okay, so oily foods like your shallow fried or deep fried items, or simple recipe you are making at home but the oil is seen visibly, then you should avoid having those kind of recipes, and have very mild versions of foods like dal khichdi, simple sabji roti, or having a lot of salads into your diet will more you have an alkaline diet, like more of vegetable you will introduce into your diet, more you will see a good change into your acid levels. Okay, this is how you can enhance for now. Okay, then there's one more question. Hello, my uric acid levels are high, how do I plan my protein intake? So uric acid levels, if in your blood reports, if the creat or if the protein level is shown higher, then protein is responsible for high uric acid. But your protein has shown low or normal and your uric acid is high, then your protein won't be responsible for uric acid. Majorly it could be the dehydration. If your body is dehydrated, then also uric acid goes high. Or if you're having too much of proteins, then also uric acid goes high. So let's assume if you're having too much of protein source, the uric acid usually increases when you have a purine source of proteins. What do you mean purine source? It's a part of a amino acid. Now these purines are present in all non-veg source. So if you're a person who eats a lot of non-veg, avoid non-veg for a time being, at least for 3 months, to see a good result in your uric acid. Okay, number two is, if you're having a veg source, the heavy pulses like your tur dal, chana dal, urad dal, chole, rajma, chana, lobia, these are like heavy pulses. You have to soak them for good 1 hour or maybe 8 hours. Then you have to cook it with more water, discard the water, the froth that comes on it, and then make it into a recipe. This will remove the purines in the water. We will discard the water, and that's how the uric acid will go down. Okay, these all things you can do for the uric acid maintenance, but hydrate a lot. More you hydrate, this acid will go off your body. Okay, I'll take a last question. Adesh ji is saying my triglyceride 480. Okay, triglycerides, I guess. For but total cholesterol is 230. Please suggest how to reduce TGs. Okay, so to reduce TG usually gets formed when the bad type of fat goes inside your body. What are uh, bad fats? They are basically present in all your save, namkeens, fruit, your biscuits that you have, the bakery items that you have, the rusk, the toast that you get it from the outside, because these all products are made with poor quality of oil, which are made from dalda, vanaspati, or maybe palm oil, canola oil, rapeseed oil. So that's the reason they are the one which leads to TGs. Secondly, any sugary items. So, for example, if you purchase a product, it's mentioned zero sugar, but when you see at the back, the sugar alcohol is mentioned, like high fructose corn syrup, or maltitol, sorbitol. These are all chemical names of sugars. Of course, layperson won't be able to identify, but somehow in a hidden way, we have these all sugars that also leads to TG formation. So, firstly, if you want to reduce TG, absolutely avoid all the bakery items or all the packaged products, and try to make things at home. Okay, more you make freshly items and you have homemade meals, more you know that what is going inside your body, because outside food has so many things added. We don't know exactly what quality of things have been, how much ever it's a branded product, still they'll be adding some or the other source of sugar or a salt. Too much of salt is also not good for the body. So that's how for time being you can just focus on minusing all the, even mithais I'm talking, even Indian mithais have a lot of ghee and lot of dalda vanaspati they add into it, right? So avoid all these things for a good 3 to 6 months of span, and you will surely see good results in your cholesterol levels. Okay, and for to also reduce it, please add lot of fibers into your diet. Fibers coming from your whole grains, your millets, and secondly from your fruits with the skin, edible skin, and your vegetables. That will be really helpful. Okay, okay, fine. So let's take a leave. What you have to do is you have to focus on the task of the week that I have given you. Try to follow it for a week and see how different you feel, how energetic you feel, and please give your feedbacks in the next session. Meanwhile, eat with awareness, take care, and have a happy weekend. Namaste.